Hello and welcome back to Do Understand Pod. Today, I want to talk about something that every language learner faces sooner or later. That moment when things go wrong. Not in the textbook, not in the classroom, but in real life. You know, the kind of moment I mean. You're trying your best. You're using English. And then bam, something unexpected happens. You freeze. You panic. You want the ground to swallow you whole. Well, I've been there. And in today's episode, I'm going to tell you a story. A story about ordering food, losing my order, and finding something much more important than a burger. Confidence. Let's dive in. It happened a few years ago. I was in London, visiting friends and practicing my English. I felt pretty confident. I had studied hard. I knew my grammar. I had a decent vocabulary. But I hadn't used English much in real-life situations. One afternoon, I walked into a popular fast food place. You know, the type, bright lights, loud music, and those self-service kiosks with touchscreens. I was hungry, tired, a little nervous. I walked up to the screen and started tapping. Burger? Yes. Fries? Of course. Drink? Why not? I paid with my card. And then a nothing. No receipt. No order number. Just a blank screen. I stood there waiting. People around me were collecting their food. Their numbers were called. But mine? Mine didn't exist. I felt my stomach drop. I looked around. Should I go to the counter? Should I explain what happened? Even in Polish, I'd feel awkward. But in English? In front of strangers? I wanted to disappear. But I couldn't. I was hungry, and I had paid. So I took a deep breath. I walked up to the counter and said, "Hi. I ordered at the kiosk, but I didn't get a number. I think something went wrong." The woman behind the counter smiled and said, "No worries. What did you order?" And just like that, I had to remember everything. Not just the words, but the pronunciation, the rhythm, the confidence. A cheeseburger meal, with fries and a Coke. She nodded, checked the system, and said, "Got it. We'll call you when it's ready." I walked back to my seat, heart pounding. But you know what? I did it. I survived. I communicated. And I learned. That moment taught me more than any grammar book ever could. It taught me how to stay calm under pressure, how to explain a problem clearly, how to use everyday phrases like, "I think something went wrong," or "I didn't get a number." It also taught me that confidence isn't something you wait for. It's something you build, one awkward moment at a time. And I'm not the only one. My friend Kasia once tried to buy a train ticket in Berlin. She wanted to say return ticket, but she said revenge ticket. The man at the counter raised an eyebrow and said, "Are you planning something dangerous?" We laughed about it later. But in the moment, she was mortified. Another friend, Michael, was in Dublin. He wanted to ask for still water, but he said silent water. The waiter smiled and said, "We don't have talking water either." These moments are funny now, but they were stressful then. And yet, they helped us grow. They forced us to think on our feet, to improvise, to adapt. Let's break down some useful phrases and strategies that helped me and can help you too. 1. Explaining a problem politely. "I think something went wrong. I didn't get a receipt. Could you check, please?" 2. Describing what you ordered or wanted. "I ordered a cheeseburger meal. I paid by card. It was around £5. 3. Asking for help without panic. "Sorry to bother you, but can you help me with something? I'm not sure what happened." Reacting to mistakes with humor. "Oops, I meant still water. Sorry, wrong word. I'm still learning." These phrases are gold. They're not fancy, but they're powerful because they help you survive and thrive in real conversations. Let's highlight a few expressions from today's episode. To freeze up, to suddenly feel unable to speak or act. To think on your feet, to react quickly and intelligently. To take a deep breath, to calm yourself before doing something stressful. To go wrong, when something doesn't work as expected. To walk up to someone, to approach someone confidently. To pay by card, to use a bank card for payment. To get through something, to survive a difficult moment. Try using these in your own stories. They're natural. They're flexible. And they make your English sound real. Here's the truth. You don't become confident by waiting. You become confident by doing. By walking up to the counter. By asking for help. By making mistakes and laughing about them later. Every time you speak English in a real situation, you grow. Even if it's messy. Even if it's awkward. Even if your number doesn't print. So next time something goes wrong, don't panic. Take a deep breath. Use the words you know. And trust yourself. You've got this. Learning English isn't just about grammar and vocabulary. It's about courage. It's about showing up. It's about using your voice, even when it shakes. So if you've had a moment like mine, where things didn't go as planned, congratulations. You're learning. You're growing. You're becoming fluent. Thanks for listening to today's episode. If this story made you smile or helped you feel braver, share it with a friend. And remember, every mistake is a step forward. Talk to you soon. Bye for now.